what I want to tell people about before we started this review is, so we were done with the review. We kind of gave it the rating that we wanted to give it. I'm not going to tell you what it is right now, but our tones changed quickly when you brought up the stinger for this.
Don't blame it on me. Blame it on the movie.
No, I blame it on you because I was good and I was on my way out. And
you were out the door.
We were out the door, man. Both feet were out the door. I was about to shut the door, lock it, put my keys in my pocket, and you had to sit up there and say, but boy, that stinger. And we just went off. And I thought, and this is a genuine frustration. So that's in the movie after you see the rating for the film. Video's not done yet if you actually make it that far. So stick around and just listen to us go off.
What is that? Are they bats?
The drones!
And all that variety with those beanies, man, might have to start trying to get these beanies sold in dtmerch.com. You can still get that classic black tee with the white logo. It is officially 3 movies.
3.
Yeah.
I haven't given my opinion, but 2 very filled with mediocrity.
Yes, we've had a lot of shit been falling in the series. First, Olympus tripped and fell. And then, what was that?
London.
London
fell.
London Bridge fell down. And now Angel's just falling from the sky, man. Angel Has Fallen is the latest Has Fallen motion picture in this series. And I got to tell you, I'm not the biggest fan. It took me a while when I walked out the movie. I said, shit, I forgot what even happened in the last films because you hadn't seen them.
I hadn't seen them.
I walked out confused as hell in this movie because...
Yeah, you know what? Coleman's not kidding. He's not bullshitting. He asked questions. We went to the nearest group and we asked questions.
I stopped to a group because you and I were walking out and this son, I was like, wait.
You had a pondered look on your face.
Said, wait, guy. We were walking. And I stopped because I was like, because we were having a good time. I'm like, yeah. Wait a minute, and then I just stopped and there were a group of people. And I came up to them and like, let me ask y'all a question. Y'all seen these movies? And they set me straight because I thought I was seeing another movie. I thought I was seeing another series because in this movie right here, you got the man that you always go to. Way before we had Obama, we had that Freeman. We had Morgan Freeman right here. Look
at that look.
Yeah, he looked like he got his ass that looked like a trout. But why is Morgan Freeman in this movie where Gerard Butler is trying to save the president when we already got Morgan Freeman, who's played the president in a lot of movies? So much shit, because this is what I didn't remember. In the last movie, Aaron Eckhart was the president.
Yes.
The last couple of movies. And I guess, I like I said, man, this movie doesn't even reference that. Doesn't even mention it.
Doesn't throw it nothing.
Olympus is falling.
At this point, there's so much shit that has fallen. Aaron Eckhart just said, damn, I'll quit.
After 2, I mean, he's been in 2 life and death scenarios. So this.
Yeah, shit, give it to that Negro. He's used to being president. Let him have it.
He has the qualifications.
Give it to God. Let him do this because they don't even mention it. It's almost just like, and that's those group of guys. They say, yeah, you're not wrong. He was the president. He's out there somewhere because he didn't die. Spoiler alert. He didn't die. He's still alive. They just don't mention it in this series. It's the same shit, just a different president. Somebody's trying to kill the president. Somebody's blowing up shit. And Gerard Butler's like saying, not on my watch. Not on my watch. It ain't happening. And, of course, he's out there and he saves the day. That's no spoiler alert right there. You know that's going to happen. The question here is always, it's not if he's going to save the day. The question is, how is he going to save the day? With the last 2 movies, like I said, I did not enjoy them. Wasn't crazy about them at all. Last one was a horrible film, if you ask me.
Really?
It was. But this one, with the third one, is it really true to saying the third time's a charm? Are we going out in this trilogy on a good note? Is this something that's actually going to bring everything around, even though they didn't really bother to explain shit?
Modern day masterpiece?
Nah, let's not. Well, I can tell you that right now. But let's go ahead and take a look at the trailer.
So, I got you. Going under. Dive deep.
You know black people can't swim. No.
Listen, we're gonna make a move. Now people are gonna fall, but not you.
Gotta talk to you a little bit about action movie history
Oh, really?
to kind of set this up.
Set up
for
the
what
context.
set up the context of what I want to talk about right here, because you know, today with action movies, we've kind of come full circle. And you know, when I say full circle, let's start with like the '80s. You know, that's the era of Stallone and
the Rambo.
and Rambo's and Steven Seagal and of course Arnold Schwarzenegger, man. And back then, and you know when you throw Arnold Schwarzenegger in there, it just gets dumb.
Oh, hella stupid.
And the thing is, they were just having fun. They knew these movies were dumb.
You're a funny guy, Sully. That's why I'm going to kill you last.
Remember, Sally, when I promised to kill you last?
That's right, Major. You did.
I lied.
Damn, man, come on.
That's mean.
I mean, man, you know, if you're going to go out like that, at least put some bass in your voice. Go like, oh, don't be,
He gets tossed off a mountain. I think Warren's getting to scream like a little bitch. If there's any excuse, too, it's when you get tossed off a mountain.
Those movies back then, man, as you can see, not only were they out there shooting and blowing shit up and
Blaring jazz.
But yeah, blaring jazz, that dude on the saxophone, shooting things up. You know, it was pretty much they're doing the stand up too, full of puns, full of jokes, man.
Very tongue in cheek.
Very tongue in cheek. They knew, man. The whole thing was almost like a comedy hour, including an action movie, and the producers and directors, like, you know, when you talked about them being dumb and kind of crazy, like, who cares? We're on cocaine. You know, we keep moving, keep blowing shit up, keep shooting, keep cracking jokes. The whole idea at that time was bigger is better.
Less thinking, more explosion.
More explosions. Exactly, man. We come back to that way of thinking. Like, with these movies, why are we worrying about details like physics and
They ain't worried about that.
And gravity, you know? And we've seen this now with things like Hobbs and Shaw. You know, like, pretty much we came full circle to not giving a fuck anymore. Just have fun and blow shit up and crack some jokes. We've actually doubled down on that now.
Yeah, it's gotten dumber.
It's gotten dumber. It has. And some people say
superheroes
for the
now.
best. Now, the reason why I bring this up is because, and again, stick with me because I'm going to put this all in context, because in between that time, now in the 90s, they were still making crazy-ass movies, you know, as Michael Bay, you know, with things like Armageddon and stuff like that. So they still make these crazy-ass movies that they are, like you say, kind of tongue-in-cheek. But there was a part in the 90s where they started making these action movies that were just as ridiculous as anything we've seen with these other films, except that they took them very seriously. Like The Fugitive.
Pay attention! Get out on your knees!
That's that dummy. Look at You know, all that was led up to with serious dramatic dialogue, followed by him coming out the water with more serious acting and serious dialogue. And nobody, you know, and at the time, because they were so serious with it, nobody sat back and even questioned that Harrison Ford could jump off a 100-foot dam, hit his head up against the wall, and survive. Why? Because this was a serious movie, and this was serious acting.
Cinematic masterpiece.
Exactly, man. When I see this movie right here, that's why I feel like I've seen all this kind of before, because this movie, even more than the other has fallen movies, this one is it's kind of taking itself serious this way. You know, it's a movie for me. You know, because we've seen all this before in this film.
Yeah.
You know, it takes plots that we've seen before. Presidential assassinations by shady organizations, badass fugitives on the run, technological warfare. It takes all that to the height of absurdity. Now, maybe it raises the stakes in this because, you know, again, we got Mike Bannon played by Gerard Butler. And he's been the guy this whole time in these films. He's the one. I don't even know I don't even know why we hire other Secret Service dudes, because the only one that's saving presidents is this one guy.
He single-handedly saved this motherfucker 4 times.
There's been 3 assassination attempts. That's why Aaron Eckhart just said, "Fuck it, I'm out." Let them try to kill somebody else.
I bet he was sitting down this entire movie like, I got out good.
Yeah, Aaron Eckhart's like, you know what? I'm not pushing my luck. Give it to Morgan Freeman. The thing that's different with this assassination attempt is that it's being blamed on Mike himself. Somebody's trying to put him out there as the guy who set up the president. They got money that's being being put into accounts from him. He's got secrets that he's been keeping. There's DNA around there that sets him up for the crime. So kind of cool setup right there. Again, nothing that we haven't seen before, but it is usually when you get into these areas where it's an action movie where they're trying to kill the president, it gets insane. It gets absurd.
It gets really wild. It
gets insane, man. And this pushes that theme even more than the others.
100%.
It started out kind of mature. It means
they set up some stakes. It feels like it actually opens up with, and I don't think it's a spoiler, like he's getting older. It just says that he's getting older. He's been doing this for a while. He's kind of suffering the repercussions. And you're like, wow, okay, you guys are addressing real things that happen to individuals who've been in scenarios like this.
Yeah, you're right, because it's we're getting these intimate performances. There's hardly any action going on. Camera work is actually seems less fit for an action movie and actually more for like a drama or indie film.
Yeah, it was way above its pay grade.
It's like kind of handheld, very close on the actors. And Gerard Butler, as we said, he's going through personal issues, man. He's suffering from migraines. His body has just been wrecked. I mean, the man, he's everywhere he goes, he's stopping a terrorist attack. So, of course, his body's just gone. And he doesn't want to actually tell anybody because he's unsure about himself and his abilities. He doesn't want to worry his family because he wants to take care of them. He doesn't want to lose a big position that's coming up as head of security. And he doesn't want to let his other friend down, which is the president. It's kind of cool. This is the most likable I've ever seen Mike Bannon because he's looking out for everybody. He's been looking out for everyone this whole time. They even tell a story about how he took collection to buy a dude who makes fried chicken a car.
He loan sharked people.
Yeah.
Give me the money. I want to buy this nigga who makes me chicken a car. Yeah. That's literally what he said.
Dude who made the best fried chicken who walked 5 miles to go make that chicken.
He said, you ain't walking no more.
You ain't walking no more. I need my chicken. Tired of waiting at this door for you to get him and get this chicken. He's likable because he's such a selfless dude, man. Even when he's suffering, he doesn't want to say anything to anybody because he wants to still be a provider. He still wants to be a good guy. I actually like that about the movie, man.
Yeah, they actually, you know what? I went in, because remember, I haven't seen anything. So I went in thinking it was going to be the usual generic, like, I'm an action guy. I'm hard to a core. And it's not like he's soft or anything like that.
Yeah.
But he's humanized.
And as I was watching this, I mean, the cinematography is a little more muted and a little more subtle than what we had before. The last one were, a bunch of, they fit the colors of explosions. They were bright oranges, these cyan hues and everything. They've gone for a more muted palette right here. Everything seems pulled back, man. Even the colors kind of took a break. And now I'm looking at this and I'm saying, well, shit, has the Has Fallen series grown up? Has it finally matured? Because it really does not feel like the rest of these crazy ass movies that we've seen.
But wait.
And I be goddamn.
But wait.
I be goddamn.
You only have 15 minutes of maturity.
The moment I said that, the moment I said that, this movie is like, it was almost like it hurt me. It was like, oh yeah, we are a Has Fallen movie.
Hold up.
What the f are we doing?
Oh, there's my explosion.
Yeah.
Let me get those for you.
All this deep drama and all this mature filmmaking, that's time that could have been spent blowing up shit. And they wasted time blowing up shit after that.
They blow the out of shit up in the first scene.
If you see this movie and you enjoy that first 15 minutes or so of intimate, mature filmmaking, too bad. Because
walk out.
Once they start blowing shit up, there is no turning back.
They don't stop. From the first explosion all the way to the last explosion, it's exploding, blowing up, gunshots, everything.
It is everything. At that point, it's almost like strap in or get the fuck out because we ain't going back to that mature storytelling we did before.
What is that?
Get him under the ballistic hard cover. Keep him down.
Boy, get the off me. What you doing?
Yeah, don't touch me.
I'm not president, goddammit. Damn, that dude just accepted his fate. That dude,
Let it hit me.
He didn't
It's
try.
all right.
He didn't try to run for the water or nothing. He's like, oh, fuck it. These are some of the most hilarious explosions.
Oh
I've
my
ever seen.
gosh, they're also. If you're ready to see some people get ragdolled, niggas who aren't even like part of the explosion, someone who was just walking by, they're getting blown up.
Yeah, it's
And
almost
it's wonderful.
Yeah, it's almost like the you can see the fire just pick up dudes by their feet and just throw their ass across the water.
Yeah,
you see people doing cartwheels in slow motion midair.
That explosion was like, hold up, get your ass over here.
The reason why they're funny is because the explosions really don't do the people that bad. Now, yeah, they pick them up and they throw them across the field and fling them, but these are more like those stormtroop explosions where you don't ever see people like get blown up to where their limbs fly off.
Yeah, they're not being blown to pieces. They got that Power Rangers where it blows up behind them.
Yeah, exactly.
Next to
yeah.
them.
You know, you see how stormtroopers, when there's an explosion, they don't ever get dismembered or their limbs get severed. They just do flips in the air. And that's what you got going on here. They just flip dudes, and then they show you, and then they after they're done, they show you like their faces are still on and everything. Like they're
just charred.
They're just slightly barbecued. You know, just got a kind of they're just a little crispy. Look, just
Little
got a
extra.
little crust on them, man.
Took a little too long in the oven.
Yeah, just got a little crispy crust, a little smudge here and there. They for a movie that's rated R, they actually these explosions treat these people really nice.
Yeah, these are some of the nicest explosions, but if you don't catch a laugh, you ain't watching the same movie we did.
Everybody in the theater is seriously, man, they're laughing their ass off with this because it only gets more ridiculous as it goes along. But then the movie sits back and says, it almost looks at us and says, "What's so funny? Why y'all laughing?" Because
we are a drama.
Because this movie is taking itself so seriously at this point. And I mean, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. And it gets crazy as it goes along. But the movie, and that's why I was bringing up some of these movies from the 90s, because this film takes itself so seriously. But like when watching this, when I talk about themes that you've seen before, as I was saying, you have these movies where, your head of security, your ex-CIA, your FBI guy, your Marine, they're always called the expert. They know everything. By expert, it just means that they can do every goddamn thing in the movie. Like
immune to bullets.
Yep, immune to bullets, can dodge bullets, but Gerard Butler can do anything. Even wearing handcuffs, he can defeat like 2-3 guys while they're driving.
Oh my
He's
God.
in the back seat.
I think it was handcuffed, foot cuffed, and was just beating them like the rest of everybody.
People can point guns at him from all angles. And
Bullet will just...
Bullet will just, excuse me, Mr. Butler, and just go around him, and he will disarm everybody. There's a scene in here where Gerard Butler is actually, he's driving Optimus Prime. He steals an 18-wheeler, man. And I don't know if he ever went to truck driving school. I don't know if they taught that in the CIA or head of security, but he knows how to drive that Optimus Prime so well that he can use the cargo. He's hauling 2 things behind him.
He uses it like a block.
He uses it as a weapon to bat the police away, to get them off his tail, and he positions it on a narrow-ass wooded road to where he strategically blocks the road so nobody can go after him, so he can go out and make a run for it. And it gets to the point where it's comical, man, where it's like, okay, it's not exactly Hobbs and Shaw level, but this is, nobody's buying this bullshit. Except the movie's like,
how can you not?
I don't get it. What are y'all laughing about?
This is, we've set up this character for 3 movies. Yeah. This is supposed to be where you're crying and you're feeling it in your heart. Why are you guys laughing?
Yeah, why are you laughing? As far as the movie's concerned, we're still a serious drama. We just got a lot of action going on.
Yeah, I'm actually, so I'm kind of halfway with you, because what I felt like with this movie was there's times where I felt like it knew what it is, and it accepted it, because in the middle there's a scene, near the end there's a scene, but then you get those times where I'm like, yeah, you guys are going real sick. Where do you want to be? Are you gonna go towards the '80s route, or are you just gonna stay with the 2000s route? Like, I'm not getting which way you're going.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. You know, it's
Because for me, it really does feel like there's definitely times where I'm like, okay, I know y'all guys are making a joke, and you know you're making a joke out of this. And then there's times where just crying,
yeah,
staring at the screen, all dramatic like.
Yeah, and that's the problem with these movies where usually I found out, and that's what I said this earlier. When you have a movie where they are trying to assassinate the president, and there's some big, there's something happening from the inside. You know, they're trying to frame a guy. Political criminals are pulling this off. When you get right down to it, when you start to pull politics into something as crazy as this, you're usually going to end up with something that's extremely dumb. I'm trying to get with this movie, but y'all didn't give me a lot to work with, and y'all taking this way too seriously. As I said that's when not Gerard Butler comes in to save the day, but old Grandpa Nick Nolte comes in.
Nick Nolte comes in and
Old
saves
Grandpa
this
Nolte.
movie.
Yeah, Nick Nolte. First of all, Nick Nolte is crazy anyway. Nick Nolte's crazy in life.
They were like, hey, just be you. Don't worry about the script. Just be you. You're all good.
I don't even think they gave him a script. They just let him come on set and just be Nick Nolte. Nick Nolte comes in, and no matter how crazy the movie tries to get, the movie says, I can't get on that level. Nick Nolte, that's a whole other level.
We weren't ready for this.
No, we were not ready for this. And the funny thing is that when Nick Nolte comes in, he fits right into the movie. Like right when he pops in. First of all, he's about as crazy, if not crazier than this film.
Oh, yeah.
But he's able to get with the program because the moment he makes his appearance, what does he do? What the f*** you think? Blows shit up. And by the way, he plays the father of Gerard Butler. You heard that in the trailer. Mm-hmm. And Gerard Butler, he tells Gerard Butler, son, go out there and get those guys and install them for a little bit. And tries to blow his own son up.
Oh, my God.
Look at the nigga. He's like, hey, man, what the f*** you doing? I'm still out here.
Don't blow me up, damn it. I didn't tell you to run down there.
Where the f*** are you gonna go?
Hey, where were you running from?
F5 was like, come here.
I told you that explosive said, nah, nigga, get back here.
My man should have just accepted his fate like dude right here. He's like, I didn't try to run.
I accepted it.
Yeah, I didn't look stupid like you did.
And to be honest,
a cool death.
And for me, this was probably my favorite scene because even before this, there was a good 10 minutes of explosions. And and you know what? I loved that they didn't pull back from it. They're like, nope. We're gonna keep going with these explosions.
Oh, that's a whole scene right there. Like that's edited down what we're showing you. He actually brings the humor. So when we're talking about how this movie was taking itself so seriously, we're talking about how this movie was sitting back and not having a laugh like the rest of the audience. Finally, it does when Nick Nolte comes in, and as you can see from their one-liners and exchanges at the end of that last scene, him and Gerard Butler actually are pretty good together. Again, I mean, look, it's something that we've seen before. This is nothing new. The character that runs into his dad that he hasn't seen for a while. Their relationship is strained because dad walked out at some point. I mean, this is old right here. There's nothing new. In fact, some people might even call it lazy. But I mean, for some reason, it works right here. There's a lot in addition to the humor. There are moments where there is some heart right there, because this is Nick Nolte plays a guy that hasn't seen his son for a long time. Now this stuff is strained. I'm gonna tell you, they are pushing this a little bit too hard. But it's just something about Nick Nolte, man, and the way they play him so crazy, but the way that he can actually stop and also have sort of a heart, rediscover his son, find out about his son's family. There are moments in here that probably work better than they should for a movie like this.
And one other thing, they didn't push the crazy too much.
No, they did not.
And I really did appreciate that. Like, you get it. He's crazy. He's been out in the woods by himself, but he's not, like, completely gone.
No. They know what it is that they don't play him up just for laughs. They give him a backstory. They give him emotion. Even if, again, that is generic. Because the movie is very generic, man. As the movie goes, it's funny. This is a movie that gets crazier as it goes along. At the same time, despite all that craziness, it's a movie that gets more generic as it goes along, too. Plenty of no-name extras to kill so that the heroes can stay safe.
They have a point where they call them nameless.
Yeah, they do.
Like, we don't know them.
Yeah.
We don't have names for them.
Exactly.
Well, that's it.
There's a message in here about PTSD somewhere, I think. I'm not really sure. They tried to say something like that.
They lost that message about 15 minutes in.
They sure did, man. They tried. Piper Perabo plays the wife. And when I say she plays the wife,
She is the wife.
She is the wife. She's just there to just cry.
Clean, take care of baby.
Take care of baby, cry for her husband when he's in trouble.
Yeah, she can't fend for herself.
Yeah,
she can't do anything.
She's there. Of course, she's collateral when the villains need something. That kind of shit. It's funny because at one time, Piper Perabo, now she's at the age where, she was the it girl at one time in the 90s, man. She was in that movie Coyote Ugly, man.
Just to get you started, okay? No problem.
Yeah, she must be drinking on the job. Pretty much a thankless role for her right here, man. This could have been, they could have cast a
copy
no
and
name
pasted
in here.
anybody in there.
Yeah, they didn't even have to give her a name. In the credits, she could have been the wife. But, I'm not trying to go off on like some thing about, this a thankless woman's role, which it is. But, I wish they had kind of done more with her, because what they did with her is what they do with any kind of typical known, she has a name, but they usually reserve these kind of roles for people who have no big names at all. They're kind of on the come up. They're just there to kind of be, a more broad role like she's in right there. And I thought she was kind of, I don't know, it's kind of a waste. Underutilized, yeah. I was impressed by some of the set pieces that they have here. You saw some of the explosions that we have in the film, and those are, like I said, those are. I mean, me, I'm not one to just be impressed by explosions in the film. You gotta do a little bit more than that. I mean, but when you blow up as much shit as they did in here, that's kind of impressive. There is one scene where it's almost Dark Knight level. Now they didn't actually. I don't know if they blew up a certain building, but there's a part in here where they destroy a building, and I was like, something, I'm a little excited. That was kind of cool. You know the part I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, and the climax. I thought when Gerard Butler and the villain, when they go at it, they get very creative with space, with cover. Because it's a hand-to-hand fight, and it's also a gunfight. And they use space very well.
They use space and positioning very well, and they did something that I wasn't expecting, because I thought the climax was going to be around an explosion, but it really wasn't. They really kind of reined it in and made it this one-on-one final villain fight. It was really cool.
Yep. I thought so too. Now, as I said,
as we've been giving credit, as we've
Yeah.
been saying, this movie is good. Just wait.
Because
1 second.
That plan, I've been telling you, whatever this plan was that they were doing to assassinate the president and frame Gerard Butler's Mike Bannon or whatever his name is in the movie, is dumb as when and not only is it dumb, but when you discover what the plan is, you predict it halfway through the film. There's certain people, they walk on the screen, you like, villain, yeah, you evil, yeah, you're an asshole. You kind of know how these things are gonna wrap up. And I'm gonna tell you how you know how predictable a movie is. A movie is, you could tell a movie is predictable in the worst way when the dumb people in the theater feel smart. Because when something happens that we all know, we sit up there rolling our eyes and we're like,
yeah, somebody in the back. I knew it.
Yeah, there was
right behind
us. I knew it. I'm so smart. I knew it. And we just like, yeah, everybody knew it. All right.
Get your dumb ass out of here.
Yeah. Whenever you watch a dumb movie, and a very predictable one, and you hear somebody behind you or somebody in the audience go like, I knew it. You watching some dumb shit.
She gave the gasp and everything, like,
Yeah, like she just cured cancer.
like she just got the Nobel Peace Prize.
The only reason why we even hold the story against it is because of the way the movie started out. You know, I thought it really does make it seem like it's going to be something that was higher than the other films that we saw. And overall, I think that it is. I think that this one's a little bit better because, for one, as I said, man, I think this is where I've liked Gerard Butler's character the most. And the movie does keep one thing in mind here. To entertain, for whatever it's worth, through the intimacy and the character setup, there is more character in this movie. There's more to... I feel for these characters more than I did in any of the other movies right here. And, and they don't forget to be a fun action movie, too. I mean, the last one was almost... the balance was off. It was almost trying too hard to be a hardcore action film. This one's a little more fun, I think. But nothing here stands out. And the story is terrible, but I'd be lying if I said I didn't have a good time with it. Maybe I had a good time because maybe it was sillier than others, and I was just laughing more. I don't know.
You drank an old fashioned.
I had a little buzz on. I had drank an old fashioned before this. That is true. But I do think like I said, I think it might just be because I do like the characters a little bit more. Maybe they just hit on the right combination of that. Either way it goes, give it a rental. Just flat across the board rental.
I get it, it's a dumb action movie, but there's some stuff in here where I'm like, you shouldn't have been in that scenario. Like the way that there's certain characters who shouldn't have gone out the way that they did. It just didn't make sense with the position that they're in.
FBI shouldn't. The FBI made some really dumb decisions.
FBI made some really dumb decisions, and then on top of that, you're really kind of going along and saying, "Where's the threat in this?" Highlights of this movie are way better than I expected. Remember, I didn't go into this film knowing anything about it, and so getting to see Gerard Butler's performance. Getting to see how he interacts with his dad and just seeing how that kind of plays out. Being won over by the first 15 minutes and kind of seeing that dwindle and then kind of circle back, I was still okay with. And just seeing how it built out and where it was like, hey, you know what? We know we're dumb.
Yeah.
We know what we're doing here. And after they accepted it, I was like, cool. This is the type of movie. I told Coleman this when I walked out of there. This is the type of movie. As soon as I walked out, I was like, I would take my dad to go see this. This is like a nice Sunday afternoon. We can just hang out and I'd take him. Am I giving it a matinee? No, this is a low rental. This is a low rental. You watch this shit at home. They have a stinger.
Okay. Can I thank you for reminding me this?
They have a stinger.
Can I tell y'all something real quick? This Marvel stinger shit, after credit shit they trying to do. If, and that's a big if you go see this movie, don't wait for that shit. Walk your ass out. You got better things to do at your time. They really do. When we talked about they brought humor, they really trying to do the Angel Has Fallen comedy hour for this
comedy
stinger
routine at the end. And I was like...
And that shit goes nowhere.
We both were out of our seats. We turned around to watch the stinger. And I was so mad. I said, why'd you waste my time?
I even looked at you because they were still going. I said... TJ, let's go. Yeah.
I got a comment card to fill out.
I said we got shit to do, man.
Free popcorn? Free pop? Let me go over there.
Wasted our time with this. This shit turned into it had nothing. It's not even like the rest of the movie. It's a comedy segment.
The way that it concluded, everything was wrapped up. They put a nice little bow. It was good. You were good. Relations were good.
Yeah.
They said.
But wait. But wait, Gerard Butler wants to do his stand-up. Hold on, y'all.
He just off the mic. This thing on?
Yeah. How y'all doing tonight? Y'all leave.
You played yourself.
Get up and go on about y'all's lives. Don't with this. You have better things to do. I'm telling you.
Y'all talk about Coleman's DTmerch.com?
It's like that. It's like some Ant-Man shit. Seriously. Except it goes longer. All right, y'all want no stinger? Cause it ain't shit, man. I'll tell you real quick, without ruining too much. Gerard Butler, Mike Bannon and Papa Bannon, they're good. They're fine. In fact, they are so good at the end of the movie, they decide to go bonding by going to therapy together. Mm-hmm. But The therapy involves them stripping down and getting into a couple of separate hot tubs or little pools of water.
Yeah, it's like the complete submersion
So,
where
yeah.
you lose all of your senses.
Yeah. And so they get in there and then they start I don't even remember the dialogue. What do they say? Like, this is kind of crazy, huh?
This ain't that bad.
This ain't that bad. I thought it would have been worse. Oh, this isn't so bad. Therapy's not as bad as I thought. And then the lights somehow get cut off. And then while it's dark, you hear Gerard Butler, and then Papa Bannon or Nick
all
Nolte
freaking out.
Nick Nolte's like, hey, who cut off the lights? Let me out of here. And here comes the punchline. Seriously, I'm gonna pee in the water. That is it.
Not kidding.
That is it.
Not kidding.
You stayed just to hear Nick Nolte say, I'm going to pee in the water. That's your fucking punchline. That's your payoff.
Hey.
This shit don't even make sense. They don't explain why the lights went out. They don't explain why they even doing this shit together. That the lights went out was just an excuse for him to say, I'm gonna pee in the water. Get the fuck out that theater. Y'all need to stop. Marvel's created a monster here. Everybody want to stop the movie. You know, everybody's walking out. Everybody want this thing where the movie ends, credits roll, and they want to stop everything to have everybody just stop in their tracks and turn around and look at this one little ass bullshit, lame ass, one more thing they got to do. And y'all need to quit that unless you absolutely got something to say. This movie didn't even need to do it. Y'all ain't setting up no other Marvel Universe type shit. We ain't setting up the Has Fallen universe. This ain't no spinning off into the Nick Nolte crazy ass adventures. Ain't shit going on with this. You didn't have to do it. Y'all need to stop. If you ain't got shit to say, let people walk the on and get on with their lives. And furthermore, furthermore, if you're going to do it, if you have to do it, if you positively 100% dead set on doing this, have it be something that's consistent with your movie. That shit came out of nowhere. Nobody was cracking comedy like this in the film.
Man, this shit is dumb. This shit is actually dumb. It wasted my time.
My man said humor has fallen.